you're born in the trees and then you live out the park. But if you've got a little time, then come and spend it with us. 'Cause now you're listening to the Rough Cut.
Hello, and welcome down to another episode of the Rough Cut Golf Podcast, where you find us cowering in the corner of a Holiday Inn in Northern Ireland after having completed one of the most epic weeks in YouTube golf history, which we're going to fill you in with things. It's so late in the evening now.
So late.
I am joined by Kieran Mulhall to my left and Samuel Forrest to my right. Don't read anything into the chairs. This is just the one I got given. This is not part of my rider. I'm in a big orange weird lounger. If you are watching this on YouTube, if you are listening to this, then you don't need to worry about anything because your eyes will not be affected by anything that you've seen. So, gentlemen, shall we just let people know what we're doing, where we are, why we're here, and what they'd like to see going forward into the future weeks?
I feel like you've kind of explained where we are and what
I've explained nothing.
Well, no. You've stated obviously that we're in Northern Ireland, and we've just filmed one of the. Well, it's not for us to say if it's the greatest YouTube series that's ever graced YouTube.
This is our podcast. We can literally say whatever we want.
Oh, okay.
What do you feel? What do you feel about this series?
I feel like we've just filmed some probably my favourite content ever in the last 3 years I've been here. This is the best content we've ever filmed. Personally,
That's bold.
That's very, very bold.
It's very, very bold, but I'm going for it. I really am going for it.
Like in the last 3 years, this is the best content we filmed. This.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's the fact that I've been so fixated on us doing a series, and it's the fact that we've been to 5 countries in 5 days. We've done 5 courses. We've not had a lot of sleep, so I'm probably a little bit delusional as well. So it's a mixture of many things that have kind of just made me think that, do you know what? This has been a really, really cool trip.
Okay, cool. Sam, do you actually want to tell people what we've been up to? Because Kieran managed not to actually tell anyone apart from that we've been in 5 countries in 5 days.
We've managed to hype it up without actually explaining what it was. Which is,
I'm so good at
that. We have been travelling around the UK and Ireland, 5 different countries, 5 days, filming head pro matches against some exceptional golfers and creating some fire content.
Well, there you go. My feet stink, by the way. I've literally just pulled it up underneath my leg. I've just noticed the absolute honk that's coming up from it. So Sam's more in the firing line than me.
Thanks for putting it on my side.
It might, in all fairness, it might be Kieran as well, because Kieran's got his feet out.
But I have also got my feet out, and someone actually did comment today saying, have you run out of socks? Because obviously I've got 2 different types of socks on, and they're like, is this the last of your socks? So it did make me laugh when someone said that today.
Yeah, it's pretty notorious with your feet as well.
Yeah.
The Head Pro series, we actually did a kind of start on this series a few years ago that some things went well. There was things we weren't massively happy about in the first attempt. So we've refined the format. We've come back. And these videos are going to be dropping from next week or the week after. Week after. I think it's the week after.
Yeah, it could be the week after, and then going out every Thursday at 6 p.m. after that.
Yeah, I think next week we've got like a proper just editing session and more filming. So yeah, it's been fantastic. The courses that we've been to, there's no kind of secret at this point. We started at Woodall Spa, which was amazing. Up to Scotland, to Dumfries and County, then down to Hardon in Wales, across on the ferry to Dublin, and then today we finished at Castle Rock in Northern Ireland, all in the space of those 5 days. So I have driven it all in our fantastic BMW, which has got us through many adventure, including an explosion, which was very fun.
Oh my God.
I've forgotten about that.
And I must admit, I have enjoyed it. I am now feeling it a little.
Oh yeah. 100%.
We should point out probably the explosion. We were driving down the motorway and a lorry's wheel literally blew up next to our heads.
Yeah.
It was very scary.
It was loud, but it was what was really nice. You were like, "Is everyone okay? Is everyone all right?"
Yeah,
you
very
really,
paternal.
You're really bringing out, that side of you. I like it. It's good.
Well, I mean, I have to because your mum would kill me.
Yeah.
Sam's dad's a spy. So, yeah, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, that's very true.
While you are listening to this and waiting for the Head Pro Series to be released with bated breath, we're currently in Atlanta, Georgia for the Tour Championship on the PGA Tour. I'm playing in the Creator Classic, which is going to be very exciting. That's happening tomorrow.
As this goes
Tomorrow,
out,
as
yeah.
this goes out. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, we're not in Atlanta right now. We're in Northern Ireland.
No, we're in Northern
but you're
Ireland.
Flying over. you're flying over.
Don't
on-
forget the Crew Pro-Am before that.
Oh, yeah, I'm playing in the Crew Pro on Sunday as well. I don't know what I'm more excited for.
What are you actually more excited for? Be honest, because you were saying
What, the
you
Crew
were,
Pro or
you,
the Creator Classic?
you were bigging up the Crew Pro Am.
I love the Crew Pro.
You
Yeah,
were-
every year I play in the Crew Pro. I have a great day.
Yeah.
And they put on a good spread
A good
afterwards
spread.
as well.
Okay, that's
yeah,
the reason.
Yeah. No, I don't know who does it, but someone does like this apple pie, and it's a big apple pie. Like, I don't know how they get a big enough pan to stick it in the oven. The oven must be huge as well.
Yeah.
Like
Industrial oven.
I don't think I've ever seen an oven that big to take a pie like that. They must, I don't know, just hang out a crematorium or something for the day, lock it in there maybe. But wow, that went very dark.
That was dark.
As you can tell, it's quite late at night. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Crew Pro-Am and the cremation pies. But then also, as we head over to Atlanta for the Creator Classic, there may be some more cremation going on because I've learned what the first prize is. The first prize, if you win it, is a massive barbecue.
And I believe everyone gets a barbecue, but if you win it, you get an extra big barbecue.
Everyone gets a barbecue from one of the sponsors, which I won't kind of give too much away. There is, in fact, I don't actually know if I'm meant to say that, but there's one other really cool prize, which I won't
You
say
can keep that secret.
because that's actually genuinely
Yeah, that one is cool.
for a golf audience, like really, really cool. So I will keep that secret till next week because I'm not sure I'm meant to say.
So how are they going to bring the barbecues? Like, are they going to ship them over? Like, you got to bring it back in your hand luggage, or what's the vibe?
Yeah, you got to bring them back in hand luggage.
Back in your
Hand luggage. You're not allowed to
luggage.
check it.
No,
It has
yeah.
to be hand luggage.
Well, you know what I mean?
Pocket.
Yeah.
In your pocket.
They're actually chartered a private jet for the barbecues to be flown back over.
Right, got you.
But I'm the only person like coming over from Europe.
Yeah,
so
I know you are. You know, you've got some weight on your shoulders. You are lifting and representing
Well, no,
Europe.
Holding the
worried,
baton.
I'm worried about the weight of the barbecue being shipped back because when I turn around and say, well, where do you want it shipped to? And I'm like, well, Manchester. And they're like, what, Massachusetts? And I'm like, no, in the UK. And they're like, oh, let me check the customs on that. Oh, it's going to be £6 million. And I'm going to be like, no, I came here. I want my barbecue.
You invited me.
Yeah, give me my barbecue.
They'll be really worried if you win because then it's
Oh, then it's the deluxe.
the big one.
Yeah, it's like the industry leading smoker oven.
Would
grill.
it even be able to fit? Like, I've never even been in your back garden or anything like that. But would it fit?
Kieran, I'm really not exaggerating when I say this. We spent quite a lot of money getting our yard decked.
Right.
Right. I'm going to say this was like 2 years ago. We spent all this because the back garden, it was a bit of a mess. Like, but we wanted it all decked, so when the sun was out, we could go relax and all the rest of it. So we got it all decked. It's not massive. It's probably about the size of this room. And I think in the last 2 years, I've been out into that garden about 6 times.
God.
You've got a pizza oven back there.
That is because you're never at home.
Yeah, that is true,
4 of those times was to use the pizza oven. But that's down in the cellar. Like, I bring it out.
Oh, right, nice.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
going to say it's not rusting away. Sort of
No,
anything
no,
like-
no.
Oh, right, that's good. Good.
But if I do win the barbecue, really talking about what matters, I'm going to be using that in my back garden, definitely. Just like whoever's bought a barbecue said that.
Well, I mean, it's pretty good preparation. I mean, obviously you've played every day last week, you know, as we're recording this, and obviously you're playing the Crew Pro, which congratulations, you've won.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh my
You know what? It will be good preparation now because the Crew Pro is it's really low scoring. Like all the good players are playing in it, and
Right.
the scoring's really low. So yeah, it'd be good preparation. You just got to go out on it.
Exactly. So, you know, you're probably going into it. I mean, you say there's a few things that you need to work on within your swing, but, you know, overall, you're feeling all right?
Well, I've played pretty well this week.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have.
I think there's maybe one round where I've kind of let a few more slip than I would have otherwise. But certainly when the first video comes out, like that match was
High quality.
fantastic against Adam Keogh, like who's an excellent player.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm feeling all right. Putting, I need to figure out my pace control.
There's the lab doing it for you? Is it working?
It's got chuffle to do with the putter. It's got everything to do with my leathery hands.
What a way to test pace putting at the Tour Championships on those greens.
Yeah, I might have to get white hot 2 ball back out. I think get a cashmere insert in. That's not great. My short game was actually a bit better today, which was nice. But I think overall, I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm playing to get there's players though. Like Wes Bryan's in it.
Yeah.
Like he's literally won on tour. He's like literally still playing on tour.
Yeah, it's a bit of a. What do you think about that? Obviously, he is a big. He is a content creator, obviously. And brilliant as well. But he is a PGA Tour player. It's a bit like. You know what I mean?
I love Wes. Why? What are you trying to say?
I'm not. Don't do another lead.
Imagine if he was from Leeds.
Create a classic controversy. Yeah, create a classic controversy. Kieran Mulhall demands Wes Bryan is kicked out of competition because he's too good.
He is good. He is too good. But
he is too. There we go. There's the confirmation, ladies and gentlemen.
But he is. He is like at the end of the day, like you say, he is a content creator as well. So fair play. I mean,
so is Bryson, to be fair.
Yeah, so is Bryson. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm not going to get myself in any holes today.
So yeah, some really good players playing in it, and to be honest, it's just going to be good to see everybody again. Like, there's a few people I've not met, but like most of those people I kind of know, so it'd be good to catch up and say hello, and try and maybe sort a few things out for the future. I think we were planning to try and get some more collaborative content over there, but we're literally coming home on the Friday, so I'd have the Tuesday and so the Wednesday.
Not got a lot of time.
Yeah, that is a short amount of time to be honest.
Yeah, and you got to film a wedge video now as well.
Got to film a wedge.
And all the social content that I asked for.
Yeah. What social content you asked for?
I'll think of something.
Oh, right. Okay, go on. I was actually a little bit worried then. So that's going to be
all the stuff we just didn't get this week.
Yeah. Obviously, we're talking about the playoffs, but did you? I mean, we haven't watched much of the playoffs in the recent weeks, but we did see a snippet today of Scottie Scheffler.
Angry.
Scottie Scheffler looks angry.
I mean, I've seen him in the past get pretty frustrated and pretty angry. Like he's obviously a very God-fearing family guy. Everybody really likes him, says how nice he is behind the scenes. But actually, when he's on the course, like he's got
Killer
a bit
instinct.
He's got a bit about him. Like if things aren't going his way and he's unhappy, he does show it. Now, if that's a good or a bad thing, I don't know. But he's literally the best player on the planet. And if something's going wrong, he's kind of demanding very, very good things all the time of himself. So I don't particularly mind it. It shows a different side to him, a more human side.
Yeah. Do you think he's just a little bit annoyed that the fact that obviously like he's won how many times? Let's say 8 times this year. I mean, I think it's like 6 or 7, but
like 7.
Yeah.
Including the Olympics.
Yeah. Do you think that he's just a little bit like, why? Surely I've won this. You know what I mean? Like, is he a little bit like, why am I playing in this? Because I've already won it, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think he's that arrogant to believe
that
he's already won?
Arrogant.
Well, I don't know, but
I mean, I don't think Scottie's that arrogant.
No, I don't think he is either.
You calling Scottie Scheffler?
I'm not.
Wow.
What is going on here? I've just all I've asked for is I've just put a statement. I just want you to.
You're on it today.
Stoking the flames.
No, I'm just
division.
Just trying to get.
You're putting that poker in that new grill I'm going to win, aren't you? You're trying to roast a Scottie steak in there.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying he just looks a little bit annoyed. Doesn't really feel like he wants to be there. Is there anything behind that?
It doesn't feel like he wants to be there.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like from what of the snippets we saw.
From that 5-second clip on the TV in the clubhouse at Castle Rock Golf Club.
From a very short segment of one round, you have determined that he doesn't want to play. He'd rather be at home.
Scottie Scheffler due to leave the PGA Tour and go to live because Kieran Mulhall saw him sad.
He just looks a little bit, I don't know.
Like
It's
golfers can get angry.
I
at that.
know.
Golfers
but I
get
just
sad
can't.
too.
I just wouldn't.
It's a frustrating sport.
Yeah, you are right.
And
you
he's
are
at the pinnacle of the game. Like if it's a bad shot, it's unexpected for him.
No, you are. Yeah, you are right. You are right. All right, I'm wrong there. I'm wrong.
And bear in mind, we are recording this on like the Friday night. It's Scottie Scheffler. He's
Yeah,
probably
he
won
could
by
win.
this
That's
point.
probably
that-
what it is.
That is true. That is true. He's probably won it. So
Well done,
again,
Scotty.
congratulations.
Congratulations. Just the golf
Well deserved.
you're playing at the moment is amazing.
It's
unbelievable.
fantastic.
Don't let Kieran pull you down. Something which could lift everybody up though, if you've got 30 grand. Augusta are charging $30,000 for 100 people if they want to come have a round at Augusta National. So 100 people, 30 grand green fee. First of all, would you pay it?
Would I pay?
The caveat to this,
Do you?
the caveat to this is you have to obviously have enough money. Actually, I'm going to give you two options. You got to have enough money to be able to do it, but it's still going to make you feel like uncomfortable. So imagine you earn, I don't know, 250 grand in the year or something.
Okay, great, thanks.
And you'd managed to go do some better social posts, and you managed to save up 30 grand that year. And you were like, I'm going to buy a boat, or I don't know, whatever rich people
Okay,
spend
well, let
their
me
money
do some quick maths at what that would be equivalent to now, without saying it out loud. Would I pay that for Augusta? Maybe.
Okay, well, that's well, hell of a way to sit on the fence, though. There's a big deliberation.
I personally think it's obscene to charge that amount of money to begin with.
Well,
For
yeah,
something. So, like, on principle, we would reject such an idea.
You say no. Okay, I like that. Kieran, same situation.
Same situation. God, it is tough, isn't it? God, because I don't think that this is going to come around very often. I don't think this is going to be an annual thing from Augusta. So if I had, like you say, if I was earning 250 grand a year, yes, I probably actually would. I would. What about you?
Just feeding it into it, aren't you?
You would
promoting.
honestly pay 30 grand to play.
I think I would, because I really don't know. You don't know when.
You, Kieran Mulhall.
I'm quite good, I can give out some money. I can dish some money.
Do you remember when we went to Ireland and we wanted to go for a drink in Temple Bar?
Oh, that island, not this one.
And Kieran actually physically might have pooed his pants because he didn't want to pay that money in Temple Bar.
Yeah, but that was just out of print. That's out of principle.
Well, that's what I just said
this is
about
what we're
30
saying.
grand for Augusta.
Out of principle, would you pay 30 grand for a green fee?
God.
To go 4 putt 16
Yeah,
times?
Oh, yeah,
but-
and that. We hack it around and shoot about 220.
Hey, it's value
you'd
for
make use of it,
value
yeah.
for money. You know what I mean?
You
Yeah,
just
see
hit
every single part of that
It is
golf
into the
course.
fairway. Like, I'm just going to hit professional.
Yeah.
Right in
Four
the middle.
balls off the tee every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I mean, oh God, yeah, it's a tough one. But like, I genuinely don't. I mean, is this a once? Like I say, are Augusta going to keep doing this, or is this just right? Let's just get it out there and just do it.
Okay.
What about you?
Okay, same for you then. But
Yeah,
for
come
you,
on,
it's
you mean-
different
yeah.
because you might be able to slip in a camera there and get it back.
This is the caveat. Because if we made a video,
Oh yeah, that's true.
It'd be worth paying that to
Like-
make a video there.
yeah, over the course of like however many years,
Yeah,
the video might earn that back because it'd be that would easily be like a 5 million video.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
yeah.
So,
If Bryson can get that with Donald Trump, we can get that with Augusta.
Oh yeah, exactly.
100%.
I would, if I couldn't take the camera, then no. That's stupid because it sets a precedent. Like not
Yeah,
only with Augusta, but it sets a precedent with yourself.
It does. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Well, as in like you can be bought, sort of thing. Like
No,
do
it's
you mean,
just
like-
you're willing to spend £30,000 to 30 grand to play a golf course. Like, it's Augusta, yeah, great, amazing. I've been to Augusta,
Yeah.
and it is incredible. But it's that 30 grand.
Yeah, and it is tough, but it is Augusta. You know what I mean? It is Augusta.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
No, that's
yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah,
no,
that's
but like,
literally the point.
But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
30 grand, you know?
no, but that's what I mean. Like, that's my point. It is Augusta. Like, you know, one of the most. Well, I don't know if it's probably not the most exclusive. Well, it probably is like the most exclusive golf course in the world. One of them. You know, so. Oh
Do you
God,
wanna-
it's tough.
Do you want to know the second caveat?
What's the second caveat?
Your second choice is we're as we are now, okay?
Right.
We're as we are now, but we get a knock on the door.
Be a bit late, but
Strange things have happened.
like recording a podcast at midnight.
And it's Elon Musk at the door. Don't know how he's found us.
Right.
He's been looking at me for a while.
Do one.
But he opens the door. He says, "Here you're chatting about Augusta. I've got a deal for you, okay? I will give you the 30 grand to go play Augusta. There you go.
Thank you very much.
But before you take it, there is a caveat.
Oh.
You can take this money, you can go play Augusta, but you can never play golf again afterwards."
No.
And this is not just a question to us, it's a question to everybody.
Wow.
Would you take it?
Has to be Elon Musk. Like, it can be
Yeah,
just.
no,
would you
no,
go
it
for
could,
that?
it could be anyone. It could
But
be, it could be
like, just a-
purple elephant.
just
It doesn't
a-
really make a
being
difference.
Elon
Just
Musk makes a difference.
this is a right. Someone with lots of money. I mean, you'd go out on a bang, wouldn't you? That's what I'm thinking. I'm kind of thinking the fairy tale story down the pub. All right, lads. I don't play golf anymore, but my last round
Was it 220?
was Augusta. But and then you wouldn't have paid for it. You'd have got a free round at Augusta.
See, this is why I knew it would be attractive to Kieran. this is the real you.
You got a free round at Augusta.
Do
Oh.
anything for something free.
So you can't even go like driving range, nothing.
Nothing, no. You can go to a driving range to watch. Like, you're not banned from watching golf, but you can't play it.
Do you know what I could do then? I genuinely could caddy for the rest of my life. Yeah, for golf. Yeah,
But
for
no,
golf.
because when you pick up a club, you can't like move it in any kind of golfing motion.
No. It's just going to go straight back in the bag.
You might be tempted to just do a little twirl. On
Yeah.
the way, on the way down.
No.
And like, even if, and that's the thing, like when you pick these clubs out, you're going to be tempted to have like a little waggle. As soon as you have that waggle, you're like struck by lightning.
Die.
Right, okay.
So you're physically able to do it, you'll just die.
Yeah. Oh, it's tough. That's tough. That's tough. What would you do, Sam?
No, I'm not taking that.
Yeah,
You're not taking it.
I'm not
No,
taking that.
you're not taking that.
No. We've had this discussion recently quite a bit about golf courses and like what the value proposition is.
Yeah.
Ultimately, for most normal people, where money isn't just this random plaything, where it's not a monopoly, 30 grand is just way too much money to pay for a round of golf. It's a ridiculous amount of money. So yeah, it's
It's also
stupid.
a bit mad because the people that are willing and able to pay for that, like, that's just an arbitrary figure for those people. Like, it doesn't make any. It could be 300, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, and it raises 3 million quid for Augusta, which, I mean, I don't know what that does. Tops up the wine cellar.
What are they doing with that?
I've absolutely no idea. But yeah, for people who can afford that, then great. But you're just going to be playing around with
And
other
do you
people.
think? Do you think these with Augusta? Do you think these people would just be these 100 people? Do you think they're picked out of a hat? Like how do you think they're kind of? How do you think it's going to happen?
I don't know, because there's going to be more than 100 people willing to pay.
Oh
that.
yeah, 100%. Like maybe it's a ballot potentially.
Yeah, potentially.
Potentially a ballot.
Do you want? I did get the information on the Augusta membership, by the way.
I would love to know. Like, yeah, how much is for a membership at Augusta?
So at any given time, there's only about 300 members for a start.
Right.
Okay.
It's a pretty select group. You're looking for an initiation fee to become a member of about 250 to 500 grand, with an annual fee of about 10 grand, which, if you could play it a lot, you could probably stomach that.
Yeah. That's
But that we don't really know like how the selection process goes for being a
Yeah.
member.
Yeah, you're going to need like referral after referral.
It's literally just invite only. Like you can't just rock up and ask for a membership form. So nobody really knows how you get in.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Oh, I mean, the golf club near my house needs 3 referrals. So if that needs it.
What's that for?
Ormskirk Golf Club.
Ormskirk.
Really?
And that is the Augusta of the North
West Lancs.
Yeah.
Apart from West Lancs, of course, which is probably more closer.
Right. Okay. Interesting that.
So yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I just think it's also quite a bold move. This whole. Why do you think they're doing it? Do you think they just want to raise some cash, or what do you think? Yeah, exactly. What do you reckon?
They're just trying to be.
Publicity.
They're trying to be nice, but they don't know how to do it to normal people. So the members are like, what does Dave off the street? What does he pay for a round of golf at Augusta? 30,000 reasonable.
Yeah.
Yes, Patrick. Yes, 30,000 would be reasonable. Yes.
I think we're giving them a bargain.
Yeah, 30,000. Oh, I don't get out of bed for less than 40.
I do always wonder with stuff like that, like why they've settled on that number and the fact that they have enough money to begin with. They may as well just give it out for free to 100 people in a ballot.
Nah, it's just a dartboard, isn't it? 30.
Yeah.
At least some worthy people will get a go.
Yeah.
Some worthy people.
Yeah, just lifelong golf purists that just don't have the money to just throw it.
I don't like it when Red Sam comes out. Like people who are like, if you've worked hard and you've earned that money, that's how you want to spend it.
That depends on your definition of working hard.
But we don't get to define that.
You can define it internally.
See what I mean?
Jesus, that's
Anyway, right.
Well, we've kind of gone through like a lot of this Head Pro series, but of all that, what was one question I would want to ask you about the Head Pro series is, do you think it's the best series you've ever filmed? I know you said to me it was a bold statement, but actually, like if you think of it, do you think it's been the best series we've filmed? No. Okay. What are you putting further up there?
Shut up, Kieran.
Shut up, Kieran.
I don't know, because it's hard to... First of all, it's hard to define what best means, for example. Like for me, this year, the best thing we filmed is probably going to be the Quest for the Open series. Because of the way it was planned, the amount of time we put into it, and certainly for me personally, like how personal it was to me. So, I absolutely love the Fairway Down as well. So the charity event that we did last year, that was a great series in my mind. But as far as those videos, they weren't like, because the way we did it and probably made mistakes in how we released it and what it was all about. Like, it's not that many people have actually watched those videos.
Yeah.
Now, if the Head Pro series comes out and it's just getting millions of views and people absolutely love it, then does that make it the best series?
Yeah.
Well, it's a combination of all those things.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
So
Not
maybe it's personal, but I think as well, it just like, it was amazing to see the amount of people that came out. Like the biggest crowds we've had.
Oh yeah.
We've had ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, that was kind of like one of the whole reasons that we did it. Getting the Head Pro at a club, getting the members involved, inviting people who watch the videos down as well, and really making it a spectacle. And pretty much at all these venues, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Great crowds. Like even at the island where it was absolutely grim weather-wise, still had so many people turn out and stay out.
Yeah,
that was the main thing.
Which was crazy.
Considering how it just got progressively worse.
Oh God, like the end of the world was drawing in, and we were steadfast.
Yeah. We were already on the 15th.
It was unbelievable. So that side of things was brilliant. It just creates an atmosphere to the video that just wouldn't be there otherwise. Makes me more nervous, definitely.
Yeah.
Like puts everything in sharp contrast. But as far as the series goes, I think that's one of the huge plus points. And it gives exposure to some clubs and some pros that might not otherwise kind of have a chance to get a YouTube video.
I do know what you mean though, Kieran, about like the thread and the sort of the planning behind it being a very strong sort of like, the England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland thing, and the stories behind all the different pros and the clubs themselves. So it's definitely there. But like obviously the Quest for the Open thing has a lot more overarching and long-reaching and more, sort of impactful things. So it does obviously depend on what your preferences are.
Yeah, 100%. I think as well, like what was really good was that with a lot of these pros that were chosen, like it did create this kind of like big sense of community around the the club that we went to. Like, yeah, right, they were coming to watch you, obviously, but they were also going out there to genuinely just support.
Yeah, a lot of them were big.
They genuinely were just
pros.
going out to support the head pro. Like that was the really cool thing about it as well.
Which was good, and we were going into every match was like an away match.
Yeah.
Siege mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. I played 5 away matches in a row.
Yeah.
I don't think my record was pretty good.
You'll do some home fixtures soon.
I mean, I need a home golf course, really.
You do.
First of all, I was counting this up. Like in August, I think I've spent like 5 days in my own bed.
Yeah, that's
tough.
That's tough.
It's not great on the back either.
No,
suffering a little bit. Yeah, but it was cool, and like the whole process actually it's been interesting. I think we all wanted to see if we could do something like this as well.
Yeah.
So 5 days, 5 different countries, driving between everything, filming every day, doing 2 podcasts, getting some social stuff done. Not as much as we kind of wanted to, but I don't physically think we probably could have.
We physically squeezed the absolute minute out of every single day.
Yeah.
And like and then backed up all the footage and like done all this other stuff in between as well. And it's been just about possible. So I don't think we could ever probably put ourselves through this again in the same way.
Yeah, I think that.
But it's nice to see that we can do it.
Nice
like,
to see what's possible
if we set our minds to it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I thought actually overall the planning was pretty good.
No, I do as well. Well, apart from tonight.
Yeah.
But
God,
it's not ideal what we're doing right now.
You tell them about that.
That was.
It was. I honestly don't know what's happened, but it's so random. So I booked hotels for until. Well, no, I booked all the hotels apart from Dublin, where we were just trying to figure out where we were going to stay. We had a few different options. So I booked all the hotels, all fine. Then turned up to the Holiday Inn in Antrim tonight, and I'd somehow managed to book a room for like the middle of September.
Friday the 13th of
Like,
September.
Friday the 13th of September.
Not even like the 23rd of
Like
September.
just a completely disconnected date from anything we were doing.
The closest being it was a Friday. No, whatever, Friday.
No idea what the hell happened there. I go to the front desk and said, "What's the name?" So it's Peter Finch. He said, "Can you repeat that?" So it's Peter Finch. He said, well, who's booking.com? Okay, booking.com. Can I have the confirmation number? I said, yeah, I can have the confirmation. So I'm getting a bit annoyed at this point. I just want to get in here, get this done, go to bed. Because we're leaving in like 3 hours to try and get the ferry.
Literally.
So it's like, he hands my phone up to me. It's for the 13th of September, like with a real disgust in his voice. Which I didn't.
Nonchalant.
I didn't appreciate the customer service. You could tell I might have been a little bit, on edge. He said for the 13th of September. I'm like, oh, well, that's annoying, isn't it? Do you have any rooms? Do you even have any rooms? And fortunately, they did, which is why we sat in the corner of a Holiday Inn. So yeah, I made a bit of an idiot myself. But the planning was good overall. The clubs were all excellent. Pros were great.
Yeah.
I've nothing but positivity to say from this week. And we kind of lost David on.
We didn't lose him.
We've lost David. We lost David on Wednesday. I hope he's safe, buddy, wherever you are. If you do see David, if you could post him back to us.
Just point him in the right direction.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Push him that way.
He's got a little knapsack over his shoulder.
Yeah. We missed him over the last couple of days because he was brilliant to sort of drive the buggy around, getting all the social bits and stuff like that. He was great.
We missed him.
David, you had more use for us than that.
But yeah,
if you are listening back, you are not just a buggy driver.
No. Yeah, no. I'm saying that he provided a lot. He helped us a lot.
He was very good facilitator. He was reminding us of the things we needed to do.
He
was driving the buggy.
He kept us all in check. Yeah.
Carrying our stuff. He was taking social content. It was just
he was fantastic.
He kept us on the right track, definitely. And then you guys have been kind of smashing it this week. I think certainly yesterday and today were the real tough ones as far as like when the weather came in. But no, it's been great.
Yeah, no, it's been cool. It's been cool. I feel like we're trying to find a way to get onto this next topic a little bit.
I'm just having a chat here.
Are you just having a chat?
Yeah, you said, were you the one that said you want to just have fun?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I did. Yeah, I want to have fun, but
Yeah,
obviously now.
Kieran gave us a pep talk behind us.
Let's
I've
just
literally
have
just
fun.
crawled in here. I'm actually physically and mentally in pieces. And we've got like a Kieran being a primary school teacher. He's like, it's okay, guys, we'll get this done. And most importantly, let's have fun. So come on, Kieran. Tell us what constructed fun we're going to have now.
Yeah, no, obviously, like, because this is kind of like the main talking point of this podcast, obviously, to let us know, let you know what we've been up to as well, but also to talk about PGA pros from a local perspective. Something I think that you clearly feel quite strongly about.
Yeah,
Being a PGA.
Being a PGA pro.
okay.
What? Just talk to us. Obviously, like we've been with head pros this week. Just talk to us a little bit of like the reality of how difficult and how hard it is to be a head pro of a golf course.
I mean, I couldn't do it. Let's put it that way.
Right. Why couldn't you do it?
So the role of the head pro maybe has changed a little bit over the years. When we talk about PGA pros here, we're talking about Professional Golfer Association professionals that you see at your club as, organising, running the shop, giving lessons, competitions, your PGA pro. The role of the pro has changed, definitely, like over the last few years. A club pro who used to play in some comps, do club repairs, do the retail and shop, give a few lessons. That type of pros does still exist at some clubs, but it's been changed a lot, like over the last decade. A lot of pros aren't really stocking their shops up too much. They're not too bothered about retail anymore. They're moving more into coaching, or they're moving more into club management. Some clubs have gotten away with like the head pro. There's no retainer as such. They're just allowing them to coach. Maybe not taking a fee, but they're not paying them anything to be there either. Some clubs still do that. Certainly more the old school established ones who, have that head pro as a key figure within the club. So, it's an industry which is shifting and changing, and it takes some time, like golf always does. Golf is quite a slow sport to evolve, but to be a club pro it's difficult. You just got to wear so many hats, and you got to negotiate so many different agendas as well.
Yeah.
Like golf clubs can be a massive pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's changing for the better currently? Like, do you think the ways that the role is evolving is for the better?
But personally, I don't think it's changed for the better if you came into professional golf to be that club pro. I think that time has kind of moved on.
Do you think that sense of community, though, that was held with having that sort of head pro in and creating the golf club that's sort of has those people that are there for members to go to and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
The loss of that sort of community feel is detrimental to the way that golf clubs can operate.
I think overall, probably, yeah. I think a lot of clubs still have it. I mean, that's the thing to say, and the huge kind of positive from a professional aspect is, a lot of golf clubs still do have that head pro. We saw this up at Dumfries with James.
Well,
that
that's what I was going to say, because like a couple of people on this head pro series have said that like doing things like this helps them feel slightly more like they can justify their position, which means that they are obviously fearing that they need to justify their position more and more as the time goes on. Yeah,
because certainly from a retainer standpoint, do you know about like club pros and retainers?
Not massively, no.
So when I was starting out as a PGA pro, it was starting to change then a little bit. But let's say 30 years ago, you got employed as being a club pro, a decent club, let's call it pick a county.
Somerset.
What a great county to pick. beautiful rolling countryside, lush green fields, orchards aplenty, the city of Bath shining in the distance. And you were at a club just outside it, and you got paid a retainer to provide services to the club. Now, this was running competitions, for example. Providing lessons was seen as a service, and then you got to charge on top of it. Club repairs, a shop. You could still charge for these things, but you were a part of the club, so you got a retainer. And that could have been 25 grand a year.
So like your salary, kind of almost. But like,
Practically.
like your salary, right.
Yeah. So you got paid like 25 grand a year. And what a lot of pros did is they used that money to kind of facilitate staff in the shop and used it for areas to then kind of make the overall business work. And now the retainer for the professional, a lot of clubs has gone.
Really?
Yeah, because a lot of clubs kind of look at it and say, well, we're paying this money here. Is that value for money? Could that money be spent elsewhere in the club? Mm-hmm. Now, for right or wrong reasons, it just seems to have kind of slipped away now. And what a lot of clubs are asking is, we have this professional system where we've got a head pro in. Is that still fit for purpose? Does that suit a modern environment within a golf club? Personally, I think it does, because a good head professional can be an integral part of the club. And it's something that, probably does need protecting a little bit. And I don't think a professional should feel, that they've got to like prove themselves as an asset to the club, but they do have to work hard. They have to work with the club. They have to, make it worthwhile for the club to have them there as well. It's a relationship basis.
Yeah, yeah. And then also from like from a playing standpoint as well, do you feel like it's in a good state at the moment, PGA, like local, from a sort of regional or county level? Because that's kind of like, obviously, that's something that we're obviously very interested in, with obviously the fact that you're doing a lot of PGA events with obviously PGA Lancs, and we can argue that some of the places that we've been, the prize money, all these sorts of things, doesn't really quite add up to, or
So the possibilities that it could be like the really high quality courses in our area that you're not getting to.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, again, it's probably just a changing nature of what we're doing, because, a lot of good established golf clubs, golf courses which have a certain renown, that people will justify as a good course, very much in quotation marks there.
Yeah.
Your Royal Lythams and like places like that, really
top courses. Yeah.
Having pro events there was often seen as a really beneficial thing, and
Like a prestige mark.
yeah, and that's not there anymore. That's really not there anymore. So I think that's a negative impact. I would
Who's
say.
that down to? Is that down to them being able to bring in more tourism-based things, or just through the way that the
A little bit. I think it's down to organisation. I think the local PGA counties, they try hard to put on events, but even now, like literally not too long ago, the PGA as a whole, as an association, the tournament office, put out a statement about the future of PGA professional golf, and they are going to be pulling a lot of kind of support and funding from local counties. So the events that we've sponsored this year, for example, for people who don't know, for the Quest for the Open videos this year, we wanted to try and ensure that local professionals and us for filming, we had events early in the year, kind of leading up to Open qualifying, because often a lot of the events, certainly in Lancashire, the North regions, they only really start later in the year when the weather gets good. So we wanted to kind of establish some events early on. So we kind of put sponsorship money into those, tried to get them kind of organised early. But the funding, as far as, and the support from the main kind of PGA, that's going to be stopping from next year for these county events. So there's going to be still national events going on, and the Open Series, which is what I played in Cruden Bay, for example, they'll be going around.
Yeah.
And local regions can still put on events, but yeah, that money seems to be drying up. But there's no there's hardly any sponsors.
Yeah, so essentially, the stuff that you did with the Quest for the Open Series, you were you were the fronter, you like you say, you sponsored the event.
Yeah, sponsored it, yeah.
And because you wanted to attract the pros to the events, really, because if it was just like, if you weren't putting that money in, I don't know how much that prize money would have been, or even if the events were still going to be on. But, you know, with all of that money, with you not putting that money in, there's going to be no competitions for any of the local PGA pros for, you know, the whole of the winter sort of thing. It's mental.
Yeah, I mean, in the winter, it's still an issue. I think there's two things about this as well. Like, we put that money in because I saw it as an investment in the local kind of Lancashire PGA comps.
Yeah.
Get more pros in, try and kind of instigate that. But there was also the, you know, I wanted to make sure there was events so we could play and film.
Yes.
This was a two-sided thing. Like, I wasn't like some benevolent...
Trying to help yourself, but also like wanting other people, wanting pros to actually go and play and stuff like that. Absolutely.
You know, I'm not in a position yet, unfortunately, where I can pay 30 grand to go play Augusta. Or like chuck money into events for free. You know, we did it so we could, you know, really kind of push a series on YouTube, and then that would make that kind of investment and sponsorship worthwhile from our point of view.
Yeah.
But then also, like I said, get the pros out, get them playing for some decent cash as well.
The thing with the PGA deciding not to do these things because sponsors aren't putting it in, though, like, the sponsors will come if you make the product good, and there seems to be like a bit of a race to the bottom in that they're removing the funding for it because they don't think the sponsors are coming, which means sponsors are definitely not going to come.
Yeah.
Which means it's just going to start to deteriorate even more. You have to invest into it yourself to get the building back up to the level that you want it to be, rather than just removing funding from it altogether.
I think it was very telling for me that, because I vividly remember Steve Parry coming up to you and being like, really, really appreciate the fact that you've put these events on, because if it wasn't for like your investment and your sponsorship, like, he probably wouldn't have played in the events. You know what I mean? Like, because why is he going to take time out of his day where he could probably be earning, I don't know what he'd be charging for a lesson, you know, for a day's what he'd earn in a day for lessons, but it's not worth him taking the time out of the day, sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Simon Lucas, who kind of been doing and organising events this year, I had a chat to him at the start of this year to say, this is what I wanted to do, and like, he was all on board with it, and great. And it's been, you know, pretty, like I said, been well received, which is great. Yeah. But the sponsorship aspect, it's a difficult one to understand what the answer is, because why would somebody sponsor these events if they're not going to get, first of all, any kind of coverage? And one of the big draws for PGA pros in the past have been like pro-ams, like a crew that I'm playing in, really well supportive, gets really good coverage into the club, people can like sponsor teams and all the rest of it. Those kind of events are dying away a little bit as well. I think the pro-am circuit used to be fantastic.
Yeah.
But again, it's just drying up.
And you were saying that kind of like back in the day that the sponsorships, I say back in the day, like only probably like 10 years ago.
Oh.
Back in the day.
when I was a boy.
But only like 10 years ago, you were saying that like, and Matt saying this as well, like events used to be like good money into like the,
very
you know,
good.
because there was who were some of the main sponsors that were involved in, like, you know, putting the money in.
Oh, I mean, brands were
Brands,
money.
yeah.
Brands stick, but also local companies as well.
Yeah. And what coverage were they getting back then that, you know, what's the difference? Why, you know what I mean? Like,
why are they not getting it now?
Yeah.
Getting it then?
Whereas even now
people to go into these events to watch them, or whether you broadcast anywhere. Or...
I think the appetite from the clubs probably isn't as high.
Right.
The appetite from PGA to get these events organised really isn't as high. That's the only way I can read into it from what we've been told about what they're going to be doing with comps going forward.
Well, that's what I was trying to get at. Like the PGA is up to them to build the standard of the competition so that the brands come, and if clearly, like you say, if they're the ones that have instigated the sort of reduction in quality and, you know, or amount of these events, then obviously the brands are going to fall away. It's not up to the brands to turn up for what they see as a poor opportunity just because they feel benevolent about it necessarily. But like, you know, if you think that the PGA could have done more to,
yeah, it's a core tenet of the PGA to provide playing opportunities for the members. Now, if that's not going to be the case going forward to the same extent, then ultimately that's a decision for the PGA to make. But we as members then have to
are they fit for purpose?
Hold them to account as well and say, well, no, that's not acceptable. We want to do this, this, and this. There's no easy answers for it. There's no easy solutions for it. But something has obviously slipped over the last 20 years to get it to this point, because there is money and there are sponsors still out there.
The other thing with that, is there any investment like government wise into this sort of thing?
No.
None.
No. This is professional golf. This is old school.
Yeah.
There ain't no government funding here, mate. You know what I mean? We ain't getting no national lottery funding.
I think as well, though, like obviously, you know, and kind of reverting back to the title probably of this podcast, which is kind of going to be is it worth in this day and age becoming a PGA Pro? You know, is it worth being a PGA Pro? Is being a PGA Pro kind of turning into being a bit irrelevant?
That's a tricky one, Kieran. That's a tough one to answer.
It's a tough one to answer.
You're putting me on the spot a little bit there, mate. You know what I mean? It is 12:30.
Yes, it is late.
I've had probably in total, maybe 2.5 hours sleep this week. And
we've had combined 3 of us 2.5 hours sleep.
And you're putting me on the spot with a question like that at this point in the evening.
I am.
You're asking me to basically take the entire Professional Golf Association, put it on a pedestal, and then just take shots at it. If I felt the need to do that, you want me to dissect it. You want to cut it open. You want to perform an autopsy on an animal that's not even dead.
Yes.
Is that what you want me to do?
Kind of, yeah.
Do it.
It's difficult. It's difficult. Honestly, it's really tough because the PGA exists to like provide the training for then funneling those professionals into the industry to be industry leaders. You know, to go into clubs, to be coaches, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
For what we do, I personally don't need to be a PGA member to do what we do. Like, you don't need to be a PGA member to coach, but what the PGA does is gives a training within that kind of field. And certainly initially, I think that was really, really useful for me. Was it a little bit old school even then? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Certainly, has the PGA moved into the modern era as quickly as it needed to? No, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think it's getting better. And obviously, we know about comps we've just spoken about. They're generally getting worse as far as providing lots of opportunities. And it has to be said that's in certain regions as well. Like, other regions are better than others. You know, more pros, more chances, more kind of clubs willing, all the rest of it. You know,
you said like the Southwest is one that's
Southwest is great.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Like
Surrey region, all that.
Scotland's really good, but even like Scotland at one point, like Scotland arguably used to be a feeder tour for the European Tour.
Really,
the standard and the amount of PGA tours that were on there, PGA players that were on there was unbelievable. Like, it was really good.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't have the answer on that. Now, if it's worth being a PGA Pro now, I think you just need to really carefully consider what it is you want to do within the industry.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you've really got to get clear in your head.
Yeah.
Like, what do you actually want to do? And then you can have a look at what the PGA is offering as far as their kind of foundation degree that they're doing, their education that they're doing, and see if that's for you.
So if you were to say, because I'm quite interested on the playing side, like if you were a player, a good player, like, what do you recommend? You know, like, how do you? Obviously, I imagine you have to become a PGA pro to get on the tours and stuff like this. But like, I don't know. Yeah.
You don't have to be a PGA pro to turn pro.
You don't.
No.
Oh. What do you mean then? What do you mean?
So to be a PGA pro, you have to attain a certain handicap level, and that's seen as you being good enough to be a pro golfer. A professional golfer is just somebody who plays for money.
Oh, right.
Like if
It's
you
more
wanted
like
to,
an accreditation.
yeah, if you wanted to, you could turn pro right now. Sam could turn pro if we really wanted to.
That'd be a sight.
You just have to like relinquish your amateur status.
Right.
But with any kind of profession, obviously, you would then, if you wanted to be a player,
Yeah.
you would then play for money.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
And I'm imagining, no offense, Kieran, that you might get quickly found out if you were entering pro events.
You also wouldn't be able to use your handicap.
100%.
So you don't need to be a PGA pro to play. Being a PGA pro gives you access to the PGA ran events.
Right. Okay.
So the events that I play in, those are all PGA professionals who've gone through their PGA training.
Right.
And they're PGA members.
And presumably like the ability to say, if you're advertising 4 lessons, I'm a PGA pro, and it gives
I'm
you
a
some
PGA
level
pro.
of like trust
That's
in some ways.
the kind of key, really, and certainly from a PGA standpoint, that's what their whole mantra is. You know, if you're a PGA professional, you are
Part of the club.
You are well, more like you have a stamp of authority.
Yeah.
You've gone through this training. You've gone through this system.
Yeah.
You are fit for purpose within golf at a club, coaching, management level, and they've added different kind of aspects to their degrees as well. The question really is, do you still need to do that to be involved in golf?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, there's other ways to show that you're, worthy of
course.
people's attention.
Of course, yeah.
No, as we've shown as you've shown so eloquently and professionally on YouTube.
Yeah, maybe.
I was trying to be nice then.
No, thanks.
He's been criticising Kieran for not for not being nice back, but now he can't even accept it.
No. I take praise very, very sparingly. No, maybe not, but I don't think I can forget like the grounding that I had, and
Well, you've given back enough to that from that, even like this year, just putting on those events, like you've used the grounding and then given it back tenfold already.
Yeah,
So
and
you've paid your dues.
and there were issues with that grounding as well. There's no doubt about that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't go to my graduation for a start.
Why?
So, well, it's
Is that like a proper graduation? Did you have to wear the hat?
Well, so this is the thing. We went through the PGA, and I think everyone has to do this, but I got such a hump over it. So you go through your PGA training. It's a foundation degree. So you pay for it. You got to pay for it.
Right.
So you're investing in your future.
Invest in your future.
Invest in your future. Except if you don't want to actually go to university, then don't, because it's a racket and you're probably wasting
It's
your
already
money.
oversubscribed, and you can get jobs in apprenticeships and also.
Yeah, like just if you know what job you want, like just go out and do the job, and trust me, employers will appreciate that much more.
This is true.
There you go. There's a lesson from Uncle Pete today.
actually how I
Unless
got
you're a
this job.
doctor, unless you don't want to be a doctor,
Don't just do that.
please go through the correct educational establishments to do that.
Don't just turn up at hospitals and start calling people.
Yeah, just don't do that. Or like you want to be an engineer, like just don't go build a bridge and get people to go over it. Like there are certain things.
If people might die if you do it, then you should probably get a
Yeah,
qualification.
if people's lives are on the line, still go through whatever educational establishment is going to be best for that. However,
Yeah.
you know, there are other things where you can just go do it. So, I literally completely forgot my point. Oh yeah, PGA graduation. I've been through 3 years of training for it. Managed to get through on it with a pass.
Great.
You know me, I'm not the most bookish, so I managed to get through with a pass.
Yes, you are.
You love reading books.
No, in an educational standpoint, if a teacher gives me something to read, I'm like, I already automatically know I'm not going to read this because I think that looks boring as hell.
Yeah,
I can't engage with it. If I go out and buy a book on 16th century peasantry in France because I'm interested in it, I'll smash that out. Not a problem. But if my history teacher
So
gave me that...
what you're actually saying is you've got a problem with authority.
Pretty big authority, yeah.
That's where this story's heading as well.
I'm from the north, of course I am.
Your graduation.
My graduation. So got through it and all. And anyway, get the date through. So got to go down to Birmingham to get the graduation.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, so if you want to come to graduation, you've got to wear the PGA blazer.
Have you got a PGA blazer?
No.
No, that's this story.
So you get the PGA blazer and you got to buy the PGA tie. And I can't remember how much it was. And I don't think it was a lot. But for me back then, it probably was. Because I was obviously skint. You know, just finished this.
Yeah.
This is my days when I bought that big bag of pasta for £9 at the start of the week.
Yeah.
And got the 7 different pound sauces. And that was me done. So it was kind of like... It was like maybe £50 for the blazer, £20 for the tie. And then obviously I had to get down to Birmingham to do it. It might have been more, might have been less, I can't remember. But I just looked at it and I was like, you know what? I really felt at the time that I was like taking the piss.
Right.
It's like you've just taken thousands of pounds off me to go through this training, which is mostly distance. Like I went down for like 1 week a year where I learned really about things that I already knew or that I knew were going to be completely pointless.
Mm-hmm.
I swear I went down one and they were still talking about like how to print out leaflets and like do that for coaching.
Right.
When even then I knew like there's this big thing called the internet. Anyway, so at this point, as you can see, I was pretty disillusioned with it all.
Yeah.
And I just refused to go.
You just didn't go.
I didn't go. Like, you can keep your scroll. They sent it through in the post.
You've got it.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, I've got it in frame.
What
so
about-
yeah, it obviously meant something.
So you don't get a hat. Do you? You don't get a
I
hat?
don't think you had a hat at that point. No,
Right.
you might have a hat now. I don't know.
Well, I mean, for normal university, you can rent all this stuff and it costs you about that same
Yeah,
amount and you still don't even get to keep it.
That's the thing. Like, rent to give it back. So you could have kept the blazer and the tie. But like, I didn't want a PJ blazer and a tie. I do have a problem with authority. I think I've just realised it.
Good thing you don't have a boss.
Yeah. God, yeah.
Right.
I've literally just like had an epiphany there that it explains so many things.
I can be an amateur psychologist. I'll take bookings.
I'm literally just looking back at my life now and trying to understand what's gone on through the perspective of I've got a problem with authority.
What other bosses have you had? What other jobs have you had? Not golf. Landscaping. Would you have a boss? It's kind of not really. That's kind of hands-on.
That was hands on, so it's kind of just like pointing me in the right direction and digging.
Yeah,
so
that doesn't
it's
count.
not too bad.
Any other examples?
Not
Where
really.
like you would, I don't know, have you ever been like working in a supermarket and then you're like, right, you're on this aisle today.
But this is an indicator as well because he's avoided jobs with
Oh,
people
yeah.
of authority.
Great.
I mean, I have had obviously bosses before when I was going through my PGA training, for example.
Yeah.
When I worked at the newspapers, obviously had editors and bosses there. I hated that.
Ooh,
So that probably is showing
there
something.
you go.
Is there any of these bosses that you really liked as a person?
Yeah, a few.
Okay,
Yeah. Like my
okay.
direct bosses and stuff. Yeah,
Okay,
that's fine.
okay.
But yeah,
So it's not as
overall-
bad as we.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't like on a one-man hate rampage against anybody in management.
Anyone higher up?
Anybody, just like trying to take them down. No, I wasn't like I wasn't going to take down the system from the inside. But definitely, yeah, that's definitely an issue. That's probably why I left the paper in there because they were just telling me to do things I didn't want to do.
That's wild. There we go. We've gone in an hour to the podcast and we've just found out that.
Yeah, I've got some big issues in my past. Damn. God, who knew? Who knew?
Well,
I feel like I honestly don't know what we've talked about this last hour.
We've talked about quite a
we
bit.
talked about a lot of things.
Yeah, quite a bit.
I'm honest. I was like this with the drive. Like that last half hour of the drive, Not a clue.
Not a clue.
The car's probably saved us there.
Driving in luxury.
No,
Thank you very
it
much,
was-
BMW.
It was pretty good. It was a good drive.
Oh, yeah.
You've done well. You've done well with the driving.
No, I was very jealous actually driving around this week because obviously you know it's great and I've had a nice time, but there were quite a few times when you guys were just like soundly asleep. It was just me in the road.
Yeah, but I only have like 20-minute spurts, and then I'm back.
I just go until my head falls down and it wakes me up.
You had some big ones today. Big ones today.
In all fairness, Chris, you are correct. You do have 20-minute spurts.
I do have 20
A
minutes
lot of the time, though, you have 3 of those in an hour.
Consecutively without waking up.
So there's that.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
Yeah, there is that.
Fair enough.
Is there anything to talk about? Is there any more authority I need to
No.
take down?
I feel like we've.
Anyone else you want me to take down?
I feel like we've learned quite a bit. And
Anything else you want to know about my past?
No. All good. No, it's very interesting. Like that chat. I'm very interested in like the pro side, and I think that this week this series kind of definitely highlighted of like what it means to generally have like a great pro at the crux of a golf club, and all of them were great, but James was the one that I thought, wow,
Yeah,
this is
absolutely
brilliant.
The people are there. The people are there to make it great.
Yeah.
It just needs that good relationship between the club and the pro, and then the pro to be really proactive
Yeah,
and want to do something.
Yeah.
And
build a community. Community is key.
Yeah.
community.
yeah, no,
Power to the people.
all of I'm really really excited to see these videos. I think they're going to be really really cool. Really, one quick one that I have learned, and I have to get it off my chest.
Go on, hit me.
Pros just love to just as soon as one person's hit, just to walk on the tee. Just walk on the, like they'll just, you've hit, and they'll just walk directly in front of you, right behind you, that you're ready to go. And obviously, at the moment, we do After Effects traces.
Kieran's going to have a whole lot less traces to do this.
Well,
Kieran, you need to tell
no,
people.
that's what I mean. I did tell him.
Mate, but
I told Annabelle today, and Annabelle was great up to about hole 12.
and then you didn't say anything.
No, because
You
the
didn't say anything.
No, because at that
Don't
point,
give anything away.
Yeah, you've
Well,
already given something about this video
didn't,
away.
You didn't say anything, man. You didn't say anything.
well, that's true. Yeah.
So this is the thing.
Just like you didn't ask that photographer
Yeah,
for his photos. If you're a photographer that was at Castle
Yeah.
Rock today and you took some pictures, then send them over.
So I've realised I've got a problem with authority. Kieran, I think you might have a problem with just asking a direct or like telling someone directly kind of what you want.
Yeah, no, I do have struggle. Maybe I do struggle with that.
Like McDonald's in Chester. So we're at McDonald's in Chester on day 3 of 5.
Wow.
Didn't realise that the 4-ball championships through the PGA, still an ongoing comp, which is doing well. Power to the people. Was on, and Paul Hendrickson, James Ruth, and a few other pros came in. They're 2 PGA pros. You may have seen them on Dan Hendrick's channel, like knocking around. Very good golfers came in. You know, they'd had a couple of shandies. They were getting the Big Mackies in just to sustain themselves through the morning.
They'd had a few.
They'd had a couple. And they came over, said hello, had a little bit of chat. They kind of went away to get their order. Kieran's like, beep. Who's that? I said, oh, it's Paul Hendrickson. It's James Ruth. You know, they're 2 of the best PGA pros in the country. Said, all right, which one's James Ruth? So it's that one. Then we just sat there, like, awkwardly waiting for our order while Kieran like stared at them, desperate to go over and talk
Lovingly.
And I was like, just go over, talk to them. They're from the southwest. You'll get on. You'll have a nice chat. You just refuse to speak to them.
Put it this way, I reckon if what would have actually made me have done it?
You were blaming what you were wearing.
Yeah, I'd say what I was wearing wasn't great.
But you chose to wear that and leave the house.
There was a couple of them. There was a couple of them that were around them.
You chose to put the sliders on the Barcelona shorts.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're wearing sliders now. We're on a podcast in front of thousands of people.
I just feel this like it's a good therapy session for you. So like, why when people start walking in front of the tracers, don't you just go,
Excuse me,
for the second time I've told you this now. Just when you hit your shot,
Yeah.
Could you just please stay to the left hand side? Because if you walk onto the right, can't do the tracers.
Yeah.
I'd really appreciate
I
it.
don't know. I don't know how to approach it twice. Like, I mean, today Paul was one of the caddies. He would, after you've hit, he would be running to the divot. So on the second shot of the first hole, he did it, and on the second shot of the second hole, I said, can you not, can not do it. I didn't say, can you not do it?
It's okay.
And then
that's fine.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I just feel a bit.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I know.
He just doesn't want people to hate him.
Well, I just
They're not going to hate. They understand, like, we're there to film the video and all the rest of it.
Yeah, I know.
Like if we were on a movie set and we were extras, and Steven Spielberg was there, and he said, "Oh, guys, by the way, in this scene, if you could just like not kind of run in front of the camera, that'd be great. We're going to do 18 takes on it. Oh, not a problem. So just don't run in front of the camera there." Like, imagine we ran in front of the camera a few times. Do you think he'd be like, "Oh, I'm not sure I should say anything to them"?
Well,
No,
he'd
get up and beat us to death with his Oscar.
Yeah.
By the way, Stephen, if you are watching, I'm sure you won't do that. You're a nice guy, but you don't need to even go that far.
No, I know. But
just have a 3-strike warning.
Yeah, I just
and then send salmon.
All of them are head pro. Yeah, all of them are head pros, man. I don't want to. I don't know. Just
I'm a PJ pro.
yeah.
And you tell him off all the
Yeah,
time.
you tell me off, and you ask me to do stuff all the time.
Yeah, but I've got.
And he's your boss. That's an extra layer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And there ain't no one above me because I hate authority.
Perfectly placed it so that's the case.
Above me, only sky. Only the seagulls can command me.
Only God can judge
yeah.
me.
I mean, yeah, I know. All right, I'm asking about that, but like, yeah, it just does feel a bit weird. Like, I mean, I particularly had a problem with Podrick Harrington.
You did have a big problem with Podrick
telling
Harrington.
Podrick Harrington to be like, it's the thing of like explaining, like, yeah, we Podrick, we do these like After Effects tracer things, and I don't know, for some reason, like the tracking, it hates it when something like moves in front of it. And it just seems lame. You know what I mean? Lame. Like, yeah.
Podrick Harrington is lame. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that like me explaining what we're doing, like,
but that's
putting a line on.
But people are interested.
Yeah,
how many messages do we get on a weekly basis about?
That sounds like you don't value your job.
Yeah,
I do.
Your job's important.
I do.
it is important. You're bringing
Joy.
You're bringing joy in golf to millions of people every week. And if people are walking in front of the tracers and making that joy a little bit less joyful.
Because you know what people don't like when there's no tracer?
Well, yeah.
People like people above the tracers.
You are right.
Joy is being taken away from people. It's being sapped from their lives.
But the whole point
all
of
it
it
needs is just a quick conversation.
yeah, I know, you are right. But the whole point of it is just like, why just let them hit your shot, and then let them walk off, and then you walk on. It's your time. Right?
Because it's not natural. Shot tracers aren't natural.
No, they are. Yeah,
They're not naturally occurring in the wild.
Imagine aliens like coming into orbit and they're like, all right, what's going on here? And they start to watch golf on YouTube. They'll think that the balls are actually glowing when they take off because everyone's got the shot tracers now.
Yeah.
Apart from these videos, because you didn't tell people off.
Yeah.
So now the aliens are going to come take us and say, why aren't you?
They will still be absolutely fine. I do the best I can. But it was just, I mean, I think Shane
Doing the best I can.
I'm doing the best I can.
Shane, it was really difficult with Shane. It was very difficult with Shane. The one, do you remember that one on like the 13th? It was just like, he'd hit a shot left.
Don't give anything away.
And then, yeah, I don't know. It's just, but yeah. That's the thing I've noticed about head pros is that they like to get on the tee very quickly, and get in the way of the shot tracers.
So, how do you think your therapy session went? I feel I've learned a lot about myself.
I feel like I've learned. Clearly, I can't tell people off.
And I'm perfect, so
Sam,
I don't need to be analysed.
Why do you hate late stage capitalism so much?
I think that speaks for itself.
Right? Can we go to bed?
Yeah, you wanted to do this. This
is non-negotiable. I literally said this all day.
He's been saying this all day.
Me and Mick could have done one next week.
Yeah, but
we couldn't because it would have been Thursday.
Yeah, exactly,
then.
and it would have been Thursday, and we were already late this week.
I've got to be honest. I think people could have waited. You know,
Was this worth it?
honestly, like, let us know.
Yeah, it was because it was my debut.
Yeah. Oh, no, you've been on the.
Yeah, off camera, not in the centre
No,
of the show.
No, you've been on camera before.
Yeah, all right, off to the side then, with
Okay.
like a secondary
This is
little
that.
boy.
You're
Not feeling comfortable enough to speak because he's been shunted to the bed.
Get on the bed. So yeah. Let us know if this has been worth it, or if when you look back on the very many long years of your life, hopefully at a ripe old age, you're going to consider this one of those moments where you really could have been doing something differently. Let us know. I'm probably going to look at it like that. Apart from learning a valuable lesson.
Yeah,
So.
I was going to say
This is important in your life story.
This is a big one.
This is going to
this
change
is
the
a
way that
big
you
one
see
for
the
you.
world.
Is this my 1% today?
Oh, this is 2-3%.
I've got a 3% day. You know what I'm going to do tomorrow to celebrate? I'm going to take a nice bath.
Nice.
Cold plunge.
Yes.
Yeah, cold plunge.
5 a.m.
5
You're not getting
a.m.
up at 5 a.m.
5
to be
a.m.
fair.
No. We are not getting. We've got to leave
What?
at 5 a.m. Where's?
Oh,
hang
It's
on.
currently 1.
No, hang on. Let me-
Oh my God, no! The people
let me
want to
just
go.
check. The people are having a great time. How long has this
For the
podcast
people,
been
it's
going
not
on
1
for, by
a.m.
the way?
This podcast has been going on for an hour and 15, and we've been saying last week that we love.
This is a quick 45-minute episode.
Yeah,
It's
we literally love. We were saying, oh God, we love episodes under an hour. It's always good.
No, it is always good because, but we've not. You've obviously got a bit of a plan here together, but the plan normally is a lot more like succinct than this as well. Yeah, and we're like, okay, let's do this, and then we're good.
Right, got you.
Like this is just a cluster
ramble.
The cluster ramble. This is just a cluster ramble. Right, to get to Dublin Port, directions from here.
I'm not going on the boat. I'm
No,
going on a plane.
you'll get on a plane, and we go past it. So yeah, it's 1 hour. So it's 1 hour 59. The ferry is at 8. We've got to drop Sam off, so we literally have to leave here at 5. So we're not getting up at 5. We're leaving at 5.
Oh
So
my God!
For all you maths fans, that's 3.5 hours sleep.
Oh yeah, because we can't like just get up and leave because probably gonna have to have a wash and stuff, aren't we? So hopefully you've enjoyed this. We're gonna try and get a little bit of sleep now. Wherever you are in the world, thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of this therapy session. Thank you for being with us while we bemoan the state of the game of golf. That's about it. Cool.
That's about it.
Thank
We're
you, everyone.
vastly approaching 100 episodes, by the way.
Yeah, I know, and this is where we're at. You know what I mean?
This is
like
because you're so busy. That's why this is happening.
after 100 episodes, like we should be killing this.
We are killing it.
No,
Like, we
we'll have
should-
our new studio soon.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, all that's fine. But
And
really,
what is this?
is this the best use of our podcast time? Do you think? Do you think there's other? I think there's probably other better podcasts that have done this week.
Maybe, but it just shows that we're on the road and
Committed.
we're committed. Yeah.
We are fully committed.
We're committed on making sure that we're getting an episode out every Tuesday and sometimes on a Wednesday.
We are shoulders deep in commitment. I'm not worried about that.
This is what I mean. If ever a podcast goes on a Thursday, then that's when we know
That's when we know
we're
we've fallen
losing.
off.
Yeah, which was what would have happened if you'd have done it with Mick.
I mean, I might have different feelings about this, but it could just be because you're telling me and trying to assume a position of authority.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he just rejected it because you said it.
I rejected it because someone else said it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. Right. Right. See you later.
Sit down. Bye.
Bye.